Okay, now I'm going to make, because I make a lot of stuff, I'm going to make pork tacos tonight. So first I'm going to show how I season the pork, and I'm just using some pork fillets that I got. Pork fillets? Pork chops that are boneless, and I cut them in half. I got them at Sam's. They're super thick. It's just cheaper that way because we have a kind of a big family that eats a lot. So I'm gonna make some rice, and I'm gonna grill the pork outside on the grill. And I'm just gonna do some simple charcoal grilling. And then so right now what I'm doing is I'm grating the lime zest off of this lime because it makes some really good seasoning. Okay. And I'm going to use 2 because I have a lot of pork. I love this recipe. I came up with it. I haven't bought taco seasoning in a really long time, or fajita seasoning. I just make my own. I buy the really big seasoning containers from Sam's. It's a lot cheaper. Anyways, you can kind of see how long this would take if you were doing it yourself. You don't have to get all of it off there and be like super perfect or anything, but these will dry out very fast. And I'm going to use the juice from these too, so I'll be cutting them open and using the juice. But I'm not going to use the juice yet. I'm not trying to do a ceviche on pork. That's not what I'm doing. I'll just use the juice at the end and I'll save it. Okay? Now for number 2. Keep going. Not much is coming off of this one. Keep going. Keep going. And everything that I'm not going to use from this slime will go straight to my compost, just like the eggs and everything else. Eggshells. I don't exactly have this recipe written down, so I'll put it in the comments. I'm doing 2 teaspoons chili powder. And we have 2 teaspoons onion powder, fine onion powder, and all this stuff can be bought at Sam's Club. I buy in bulk. We've got, I do more paprika than anything. We'll do 4 teaspoons paprika. Better make it 8 teaspoons paprika. I like a lot of paprika in there. Makes it really good. Alright. Next we have oregano. And I like to do 2 teaspoons of oregano. I like my meat to have some flavor. Cumin. We'll do 2 teaspoons of cumin. And normally, personally, I would make this spicy and add cayenne pepper and red peppers and stuff to it, but my little girl does not like spices, so we're not going to be adding that today. And I've got my own cilantro drying so that I won't have to keep using store-bought cilantro. I try to dry most of my own herbs. For some reason I cannot grow thyme or oregano. Maybe it's because I don't have the time. Just kidding. Okay, and we'll do 3 teaspoons of garlic powder. And this is granulated garlic. The other one is actually fine onion powder. And then I'm just going to mix this up. And I know that looks like a lot, but it is going to cover this meat. Okay, and then I forgot to add pepper and salt. So I've got some sea salt. I'm going to do 2 teaspoons. I've done 1 teaspoon before and it didn't seem very salty. We'll taste it at the end. and then 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper, okay? And then we mix that. Looks pretty good. Do a taste test. Didn't get enough on my finger. Pretty good. And now just to add a little bit of sweetness, I like to add some brown sugar. Again, this is my own recipe. This is just after years and years and years of cooking. This is this kind of seasoning we like to have on our meat. I just cut these in half, and you can rinse them or whatever you want to do to it, but make sure you keep it in the fridge after it's thawed out. Okay, so I'm just gonna start by sprinkling. I just kind of pat it on the meat, and I'm gonna let this sit in the refrigerator for about 30 to 40 minutes before I actually cook it. I have a lot to do before I go start the grill, but some of it really didn't get seasoned there in the corner, but that's okay. So now you just season the other side. And I do have a lot of seasoning left over, and I keep lots of jars, so I'm just gonna put this in a jar. I don't want to use all of it. Okay, so now I'm just gonna pat this side. That is very heavily seasoned. That's gonna make some really good meat. I can't wait. I'm so hungry. I'm hungry already. Alright, now I'm going to put the lid back on it and stick it in our refrigerator, and I'll come back whenever I'm about to cook it, and I might show the rice recipe too. We'll see. So this is the charcoal that I'm getting ready for the pork tacos. Actually looks like it's almost ready. Just waiting for the tops to turn gray, which it looks like it already is starting to. Alright, any minute. This is gonna go fast, and it is hot. I'm ready to throw the pork on there. Try to get the best angle I can. Been a long time since I've grilled. Almost, well, last fall. Alright. Now I'm gonna go inside and wash my stuff off, and I'll come back outside and check it in about 5 minutes. This isn't gonna take long because this is thin. And what I do afterwards is just take it off the grill and wrap it in some foil. And then I'm going to go inside and make the tortillas. And sorry, I was adjusting my tripod. I'm going to go inside and make my heat my tortillas up and make my rice. After these are done, I'm just going to keep it warm in the oven. Sizzling meat. Alright, and I'll be back here in a little while. So I haven't been gone for very long, and looks like it's cooking pretty good. Looks like the hottest is back here. This one's burning. Cook for another minute. I'm going to make Spanish rice. So I'm going to cheat right now, and I'm going to use a can of rotel. Well, normally I make it from scratch, but this time that's not what I'm doing. So here's my can of rotel, my cup of rice, like 2 cups of water, and I do not drain the rotel because it absorbs the juices and I like the way it tastes. And then in this I have salt, pepper, sugar, chicken flavor bullion, cumin, garlic, onion powder, cilantro, paprika, oregano, and salt and pepper. Not sure if I said that already, but I'm going to pour that in too. I know that looks like a lot of seasonings, but it makes really good rice. And then I'm going to stir it. And then I'm going to put a lid on it, and I'm going to put it on the oven. And once it starts boiling, I'm going to turn it down and let it cook until the rice absorbs most of the liquids. Then I'm going to give it a stir, check it, and see if it's done or not. And if it needs to go a little longer, I'll let it go a little longer. And you can also put a little tablespoon of butter in this if you want to, or you can even cook some bacon and sprinkle some bacon on top when it's done. There's a lot of different variations to this, but this is just the easy one that I make that's good and my family likes it. So that's that. Okay, and it looks like these are done. I'm gonna have to do this real fast. No, I knew that was gonna happen. There we go. These are done. Didn't take long, like I said. Alright. It is windy. I don't want to lose my pork here. And then when I take it inside, I'm going to squirt lime juice on top of it. And then close it up in the foil to keep it in the oven on warm. And then I'll chop it up and turn it into tacos for sure. Of them need to cook a little bit longer. In all, I think I cooked them for about 20 minutes. I did 10 minutes per side. Just chop it into slices like this. This is really tender. Marinating it in the refrigerator for a little bit really helps. So basically, you just do that to all the pork chops. And then I'm going to pour lime juice on it and keep it warm while the rice cooks. I'll just show what the rice looks like. And it's really tasty. I already stirred it and took it off of the burner. And then refried beans. And I chopped up all the pork. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the refried beans off. And I'm just waiting for this to heat up. Turn it back down a little bit. And I wait for the bottoms to kind of not like necessarily brown, but you don't want them to burn. Okay. And I just use a little bit of olive oil in the pan, but you can use bacon grease or butter or lard, whatever you have. Use the olive oil for cooking, not extra virgin olive oil. That one might catch on fire. I've learned that from experience. No, this third burner on my oven that the camera's sitting on doesn't really work very good. Sometimes it stays on and doesn't work. There we go. Now they're a little more brown. Alright. That's a little bit more how I like them. And my son alone can eat about 5 of these, so I'll be here for a while heating these tortillas up. Well, I say a while, it's not going to be a while, but anyways, I'll be back to plate the tacos. Okay, so this is what it looks like after it's done, and that is the rice, refried beans, and the tacos, and we put coleslaw mix on it and the queso fresco white cheese with some salsa.